All right, now let's focus on the controversies surrounding the redesigning plan of the CBN to redesign the 200 Naira, 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira note. The operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, raided the offices of black market currency dealers in Abuja on Tuesday in a bid to halt the rapid fall of the Naira. And Naira plunged rapidly between Monday and Tuesday to more than 840 Naira in Abuja, a week after the Central Bank of Nigeria said it will replace higher notes to fight counterfeiting, inflation and insecurity. Hopes the policy could fight money laundering appears to have backfired as suspected holders of illicit cash scrambled to change their stash into foreign currencies, fueling demand for dollars and a further plunge in the value of the Naira. Dr. Dayo Kayode is still with us to assess the impact of this. Dr. Dayo, what was your reaction when you first heard the news about the CBN planning to redesign the Naira notes?
There are two things there. Trying to redesign the Naira note within, and this thing must be completed on or before
January 31.
6 weeks.
31st of January. The first part, but the second part,
the
timeline has also exposed the kakistocratic thinking of Emefiele. Because Emefiele has been the CEO and MD of a big bank in this country before. Emefiele has been the CBN governor for how many years now?
I think this is the second term.
Yeah, this is second term.
That is to say that he must have understudied so many aspects of central banking in other climes, which would have assisted him in taking Nigeria out of this economic quagmire. But ever since he has been there, it has been one problem or the other.
So you also see this
listen, it has been one problem or the other.
Okay.
I think I said it along the line that that is any building that is not properly conceptualized in terms of you are using a foundation meant for 2-story building for 10-story building. What do you expect? Again, any policy that is laced with a kind of playback on some people can never stand.
You mean consequences?
Yes, can never stand. All right? Laced with a kind of attack can never stand. Because, like I said, these things had happened in some other places before, but we knew how long
the timeline.
And these are people that are highly cerebral. Okay? These are people that are not thinking of self, but about the people and future generation. Now look at what we are now experiencing.
The Naira is shooting up.
Look at what we are now experiencing. Look at people.
Okay.
Because it should have known that definitely there will be pressure on dollar. Because everybody will now want to go and save their money in dollars. So there will be pressure. And when there is more demand than supply, what will happen? And that's why I said his thinking is highly kakistocratic.
So are you saying that if the timeline had been longer, this pressure wouldn't be there?
What's supposed to even be is that, okay, look, we want to, he gave one another example that out of a 3.7
trillion.
Basically, like 80% of
the 80%
the funds are out.
in the hands of the people.
Yes.
Where are those money supposed to be? In the vault of the banks? No, tell me. Those monies, are they supposed? Can you see the low intelligence that our CBN governor is exhibiting?
Because the function.
It is not intelligent because he's supposed. That's what I said initially. That he has been MD CEO of a bank before. The money that Zenith Bank was having then, was he keeping them in the vault or in the hands of their customers?
Because
so why are you telling me that?
In this instance, it's transactional in terms of the money is outside. It's not like it's just there in open space. But when that decision was taken by Emefiele,
sorry, sir. If he's talking about politicians, if he's talking about politicians, did you never attempted becoming the president of this country?
Of course.
Well, they said the farmers wanted to buy phone for him.
Which farmer want? Where? How much money was he keeping? Listen, are you also aware? Are you also aware?
Well, are you justifying the stashing of cash? We've seen, for instance, there was a video circulating.
We are not talking about stashing of cash. He didn't talk about stashing of cash.
But that's one of the things they want to address with this.
He said the 80% of the money
is outside the banks.
Outside the banks. But then I'm asking you, that statement alone is not supposed to come out from somebody of that caliber. That's what I'm saying. There are better ways to say it. Better ways to say it. For it, I can tell you about your glasses. I will say your glasses is this or that. I will color it. And before you know, you say, okay, let me have yours.
It's colored already.
Well, don't leave me here. You
know what I said?
Otherwise, let's.
I mean, how can you be telling me because it's in the hands of where are those money supposed to be? Inside his vault.
As I said earlier, transactional in that sense. But let's bring this back to the issue of the forex crisis now. When that policy was formulated, whatever meeting they had and all before the announcement, I expected the Emefiele to presume that there will be the dollarization of the economy. Now, we're seeing these crises go on. Before we delve to EFCC chasing folks, buried the change centers and what have you, what's the impact now? Is it as a result of the policy itself or the timeline in terms of the dollarization of the economy?
Let me just chip in that Zainab Ahmed, the Minister of Finance,
that's another issue.
Exactly.
In this regard.
Oh. See, there are some people that their happiness is when they see other people in confusion. And that is Emefiele for you. Look at the series of confusion he has been bringing in to this government. How much was even dollar to Naira when before it was made the CBN governor? Go and check out so many advices that people, the Bismarck economic team they brought up, whether he has allowed those things to see the light of the day. No, you can go and check them out. They are all in the public domain. Anybody can go there and check them out. Why are you always happy when people are in confusion? The finance minister, thank God, she's part of the government. Mentioned it. So
she even said that we're not carried along in the whole plan.
Yeah, because he knew where it was going. Emefiele knew where it was going. But
he got the approval of the president.
Listen. Check that policy very well. It's laced with malice. You know why? Because he's envious of those people that are those people that are now justly to become president, and he was disallowed because of his position.
So listen,
these are issues that people need to put together. Honestly, I don't shy away from saying some things.
Okay.
Assuming he had been part of them, he wouldn't allow this to happen. But because he just want to cause problem for the politicians, because he has not been allowed. No, Omobolande, please, let's come off this thing. Why will Emefiele of that stature, somebody of that stature, be doing this at this present moment? Why?
But the National Assembly has the power to call him to question. Why aren't they doing that?
Because the Baba Sowikwe is part of it. Abi? Buhari said
His approval is on it.
his approval is on it. And the National Assembly leader,
Ahmed
Lawal, when he was sworn, he said, whatever our Baba wants us to do, we will do. So, what are you talking about? So, it's not left for you and I to come up with an advocacy. And I hope listeners, some of these lawyers, I think Egbon Femi Falana will be hearing this. Zekome will also be hearing this. They should take Emefiele to court.
You know, there's a case in court.
Stop this nonsense.
There's a case in court as regards the Arabic inscription on the Naira note, and they are saying that perhaps politicians would use that as a way to stall this redesigned plan. That they would say that.
How about the signal of the Nigerian army? Is it also there?
So is that enough to stall this?
It's not. This thing has been there since. This thing has been there since. So is it now that we are transiting? Is it now that we are transiting that we should be having this? And mark you see, for me, I relate issues. Okay. Mark you, so people have been talking that this election will not hold. Only God knows if this is one of the strategies they want to use, because already this has increased the fragility index of our nation, of which Western world were talking about in 2014, pre our election, that Nigeria will break. But so many people don't know why they were talking about that. They were looking at those indices. They were looking at those factors, those combinatorial factors that makes the fragility of a nation.
But let's look at this forex crisis. There are talks about having the Efcc monitor every bank to check out those who bring in, wads of Naira note and, maybe question them. How feasible is that?
Now, I will also put it to you. How many banks do we have in Nigeria? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Abi? How many branches do they have? Will Efcc go to Polaris Bank in Igede Ekiti or Polaris Bank in Meduguri? In Meduguri. The question is, how many personnel do they have? That's number. Listen now.
Beyond the banks, they're also chasing the change centers.
I will come there. Number one. Number two, if they are saying they want to recruit people from the villages, who is saying they will not babody?
Well, you'll have to interpret that for.
They will not connive. Who is saying they will not connive?
And
because
be complicit.
People are hungry. Who are saying they will not connive?
And we're talking about money here.
We're talking about not just 1 naira, not 10, not the Bokomis the kind of money
Ghana
of 5,000. Big Ghana must go. Once somebody wants to come and change one is saying PDP bank or APC bank or RIP bank, and the person is going there with about 5 billion. And then now out of the 5 billion, it's okay for me to be able to, you are the, okay.
Let's focus on the real operators, because we have to wrap this up.
Yes, you see,
how is it their fault? Why are they getting
we are chasing shadows. Yoruba will say, chasing shadows. What concerns them? I mean, listen, they are in business.
Exactly.
They are in business. I was talking about capitalism here the other time. Yes. They are in business. Are they the one that asked Emefiele not to be able to think right? Are they the ones? If Emefiele had left the thing the way it has been, okay, yes, I want to change this, but in phases, it will take us 1 year. It will take us 1 year or 2 years to complete the exercise. But these are the phases. You will see that the whole thing will be seamless. Nobody will even know. Nobody will even know.
You don't think that consciousness will be somewhere?
But now, this consciousness now had been awoken in even the child that is still inside the womb. Because the mother too is feeling it. So as the mother is feeling it, the boy too will be shaking. Or the fetus too will be shaking.
Dr. we'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for the in-depth and robust analysis as always.
Appreciate.
Have
Thank
a
you
good
very
day.
much.
I wish you
All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back, we will be delving into money matters. Please stay with us.